What's up, everybody? We're back in James 5 again. I'm just doing one verse, just one. So hang with me, and then next week, Patty's going to take the next few verses. So let's jump right in. James 5:12 says, "But above all, my brothers, do not swear, either by heaven or by earth or by any other oath, but let your yes be yes and your no be no, so that you may not fall under condemnation." All right, so we're just going to jump right in. First of all, where does James get this teaching? He's basically quoting Jesus from the Sermon on the Mount in Matthew 5:34. There, Jesus says, "But I say to you, don't take an oath at all, either by heaven, for it is the throne of God, or by the earth, for it is his footstool, or by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. And do not take an oath by your head, for you cannot make one hair white or black. Let what you say be simply yes or no. Anything more than this comes from evil." So you notice the similarities. He's basically quoting it. Above all, my brothers, don't swear by heaven, by earth, or by any other oath. Jesus says, don't take an oath, don't swear by heaven, for it's God's throne, by earth, because it's his footstool, or by Jerusalem, or by your head. So that's where James is getting this teaching. Second question I have: what kind of swearing are we talking about? Is it like stub your toe? Is it that kind of swearing? Or is it, I cross my heart and hope to die, and then spit in my hand loogie type swearing? Well, he says let your yes be yes and your no be no, so it's definitely the second one. So he's talking about spit in your hand loogie type swearing. Don't take oaths like, I swear to you by my great-great-grandmama Tilly, by her old white head, I will bring you, Caleb, a box of Glamdall donuts, a Culver's chocolate concrete, and a Five Guys triple cheeseburger with peanuts. Don't do that. Just say, Caleb, I will bring you a box of Glamdall donuts, a Culver's chocolate concrete, and a Five Guys triple cheeseburger with peanuts. Just say that. By the way, what does it mean to swear by something? Like, what do I mean when I swear by my great-great-grandmama Tilly's old white head? What do I mean when I say that? Well, I'm putting her on the line. I'm putting great-great-grandmama Tilly on the line. I'm saying you can rely on my promise just as surely as you can rely on my love and my respect for my great-great-grandmama Tilly. If she were here, she'd back me up. So if you swear by heaven, you might be saying, as surely as you and I both believe in God and heaven above, and as surely as I hope to go there after I die, I promise you donuts, Culver's, and Five Guys. Or, as surely as you and I both stand on the earth, if you swear by the earth, as surely as you and I both stand on the earth, and as surely as I want to keep living on it and believe that it will endure, I promise you donuts, Caleb. I promise you donuts, Culver's, and Five Guys. And the third question I have, number 3. So he asked, where is he getting this teaching? He's quoting it from Jesus, or at least in large part. Second, what kind of swearing are we talking about? Like, or I swear by my great-great-grandmama Tilly's old white head. That one. Doing that one. Third question, why is this such a big deal? Jesus says that any kind of swearing or oath-taking comes from evil. That's what Jesus says in Matthew 5. Any kind of swearing comes from evil. And James says that when we swear, we're in danger of falling under condemnation. Why is that? Why did Jesus and James both take this so seriously? I think it has to do with two things. First, God takes our words really, really seriously. He never makes promises without seeing them through And he's going to hold us to our own promises and oaths, even if no one else does. Don't miss this. God cares about the words that you speak. We can look at this truth or consider this truth beyond just swearing. God cares about the words that you and I say, and he's going to hold us accountable for them. In Matthew 12, Jesus says, I tell you, on the day of judgment, people will give account for every careless word that they speak. For by your words you will be justified, and by your words you will be condemned. He says every careless word. Why does every word matter to God? First, because our words are dangerously powerful. James compares our tongues to a blazing fire and a deadly poison. He calls them, our tongues, a restless evil. They're dangerously powerful. They can do a lot of damage. And also, our words reflect the word. God makes promises. Sometimes he even swears by himself that he's going to do something. And he always keeps them. Always. And so when we take an oath, we guarantee something that we don't actually have any control over. We can't absolutely guarantee that we're going to bring home the Culver's ice cream. And if we fail to bring it home, God's going to say, you bear my image in the world. You show others what I'm like and what Jesus is like. I don't break my promises like you do. Why are you misrepresenting me? So when James says that that when we swear that we run the risk of coming under condemnation, I think that's one of the big reasons why. We represent the word in the world, and he doesn't break his promises. And here that brings us to the second reason why I think it's a big deal. When we swear, we tell everyone around us that we are able to make something happen. We guarantee that we can make it happen, but we can't guarantee it. I could get hit by a drunk driver on my way to Five Guys. Culver's might be out of peanuts. Glamdall Donuts might be closed because of the coronavirus. Or maybe my credit card will get rejected at the register. I can't actually guarantee anything. And remember what Jesus said in Matthew 5. He reminds us that God owns heaven and earth. God owns them both. So, if I swear by heaven, or by earth, or by my great-great-grandmama Tilly's old white head, I'm claiming that I have some authority when it comes to those things. I can stake my entrance into heaven, or I can guarantee the endurance of the earth, or the love and respect of my great-great-grandmama Tilly. No, I can't. I don't even know I don't even know my great-great-grandmama Tilly. And God owns heaven, and he decides who goes there, who lives there. He's the one who's going to judge and remake the earth. I have no claim on any of those things. I can't guarantee anything. So I should just admit it. We all have to admit that we can't make our plans happen, and that our money, our resources, the stuff we have, our strength, will eventually run out. And that's where this verse ties into the verses that we've already covered. We shouldn't rely on our plans or our money or our strength, our resources, but we should wait for God. And we shouldn't be so confident in our plans or our money that we swear. That's why we fall into judgment or into condemnation for swearing. Either we lie by failing to keep our oaths, or we offend God with our pride by saying we can guarantee something that only he has real control over. And finally, when we swear, we show that we don't think God's promises and his ability to keep them is enough. I'm not actually all that likely to swear when it comes to Culver's and donuts, but I would have been tempted to swear if my father-in-law had said, when I asked him if I could marry Corey, my wife, if he had said, first, swear to me that you will keep her safe. I would be tempted to do that, to swear to him. And why? Why would I be tempted? It's tempting because I want to prove myself to my father-in-law, but it's also tempting because I can start imagining all kinds of scenarios. The guy in the mask that breaks into our apartment, house fires, or a gang. And I think if I don't keep her safe, no one else will. Now, on one level, that's true. God's given me the responsibility. It's my job to protect my wife. But on another level, I might be tempted to swear to my father-in-law because I forget that God has made great and very precious promises to my wife. He's promised to never leave her nor forsake her. He's promised to work all things together for her good. He's promised that she has a glorious inheritance with the saints waiting for her after she dies. He can't break his promises, even though I might fail to keep mine. So when I swear to my father-in-law, I'm promising something I can't guarantee, but I'm also not trusting God to keep his own promises. I'm not trusting that they're enough. I'm adding my promises to his promises for my wife, for Corey. And I just don't need to do that. Jesus died on a cross and bore all of God's judgment so that I would not have to do that. He died so that you would not have to do that. You don't need to swear in order to make up for God's lack in promise keeping. He has made awesome promises to you in Christ, and because he is the eternal, omnipotent God, he can keep all of them in every situation, every part of life. So with that, that's James 5:12, and you are loved and you are missed.